Hello, hello, Connect fam, and welcome to another episode of the Connect Network. I'm your host, Sandy Gland, and along with me, I have my beautiful co-hosts, Stitches and Wendy Morales. Hey, ladies.
Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Summer is officially here. I know we feel it here in Miami. And school is out, and it's time for R&R as we enjoy this new season, right, ladies?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So what plans do you ladies have this summer?
You want to go first, Wendy? What are we doing?
I was going to say, what plans do we not have this summer?
Fruit.
Summer is here, as you mentioned, and one of my favorite seasons. So, well, many vacations, weddings, just fun stuff, but really travel, being beachside, poolside is my favorite. What about you, Stitch?
I love it. Definitely going to take some time to get on the beach. I learned that I actually love being near the water. But just doing our programming for Girls Make Beats, we have some courses and things happening in New York and Miami with iHeart. So just excited, and some more scholarships that we're going to be giving away. So a lot going on. What you got going on, Sandy?
Amazing. Well, so much family stuff coming up. We've got vacations planned. We've got Europe. We've got West Coast. We've got really all over the map. And then also some amazing events coming up with the Slayer Day community. So really looking forward to all that.
Amazing.
So fun.
Yes. Well, we are very excited for another extraordinary show today. From fashion plus makeovers to Black Music Month, we are tapping into all of the fun things. And first up, we're joined by Julie Vogel, a seasoned connoisseur of style and luxury who has mastered the art of bringing opulence within reach. With over 3 decades of experience as a luxury for less stylist and personal shopper, Julie has honed her craft to perfection, curating exquisite wardrobes and elevating the fashion sensibilities of her clientele. You've seen her with us before, and today she's back with a new monthly segment she's kicking off called Behind the Mirror. So without further ado, welcome back, Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, ladies. It's so good to see you again.
Good to
Welcome
see
back.
You guys are so gorgeous.
you. No, you're fabulous, Julie. And we got to get straight into it. So, Behind the Mirror, I love this title. Tell our viewers what they can really expect from your monthly segments, please.
Okay, I will. This is going to be it's going to be very different in what you're normally going to see on television. It is going to be real women, real talk. When I work with a client, it's all about getting in her closet and finding out about her lifestyle and this and that. And when I do, it gets very personal. And over the 3 decades, so I guess I started when I was 2, over the 3 decades of my career, it's amazing what comes out in those sessions. And the truth of the matter is, I think that women out there in the real world need to know that we're all the same and we're all dealing with the exact same issues, whether it be our body image issues, whether it be becoming an empty nester, whether it be going through divorce, reinventing ourselves, imposter syndrome for those working gals. We all share it. And so there's going to be some really juicy topics as well, like older women dating younger men. That's going to be my next segment. I'm really excited about that one. Very interesting. Going to have a guest on that. And so things like that. So it's going to be real talk with real women and really getting into those private conversations that we have with ourselves when we're getting dressed and getting, our makeup on and what goes on in our head. So we're going to bring it from here out there and share in the community.
I love
Well,
it.
it sounds so exciting, Julie. I cannot wait to tune in and watch and hear those conversations and how those experiences go. And so, Julie, in a world where visibility is crucial, and especially for midlife women, what steps would you say we can take to ensure that voices are not only heard, but they're also celebrated?
I love that question. And that whole concept of visibility, again, I'm in a certain stage of my life, and a lot of women in their 50s, there's that talk of they become invisible. And I've been thinking a lot about that lately. And I really think what happens is women, we start out, we go to school, hopefully we then get married, have kids, and then what our lives look like is very different, but we've never really had the time to think about, who are we? Like, what are our voices? And when I think about visibility, it's not just rah, rah, I'm woman, hear me roar. It's about, who are we in our authentic selves when we're not being a mom, a wife? What do we want the world to know about us? How do we show up in a way that serves us, that really, serves us? And I think that's the big thing about women in visibility that gets confused. A lot of women are talking about, like, they just don't feel viable, sexy, they're aged out of careers. But I think it's a much deeper conversation than that. I think that's the whole premise of Behind the Mirror. We're going to get deeper into those deeper avenues of, honestly, being a woman is it's so incredible. Like, women are, I'm going to just say this, like, women are so freaking beyond amazing. And I think as a woman, I can say, we don't always know it. And so sometimes we need, you spot it, you got it, like, I can look at all of you three women today and go, oh my God, oh my God, and Wendy, teach me how to do makeup, Sandy, you're like stunning, Stitches, your energy, your vibe, you're always like, teach me, how do you do you? But we don't see it in ourselves. We don't realize that we are visible. We just haven't allowed ourselves to own who we really are. And that's what I mean by visibility.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that, Julie. And you mentioned age, and we see that age often brings a shift in focus, with many women feeling a sense of shrinking into the background, if you could say. How will your segment, going back to your segment, how will that empower women to really reclaim their confidence, identity, and desires as they age without neglecting their own needs and aspirations?
Well, I think those two things are very tied together.
Yeah.
I think by actually pursuing your needs and aspirations, that's how we become visible. We have to know what it is that we want. You can be a mother of a, toddler or a fifth grader, but then is there something else within you? See, I think that's what I knew when I raised kids, and I just, all along, I was different. And see, here's the thing. I felt less than because I always wanted more than just being the carpool mom. I always had this really big ambition for my own personal life, and my passions. And so the irony of that is that I felt shame that I wasn't just obsessed with my kids and my family life, that I wanted more. And so I think we need to give women permission. And here's what, I go back to, like, what we do is amazing. Like, whether you, like, to me, being a full, there was a time when my kids were in middle school, I was a full-time mom because I just wanted to make sure I had my hands on them and they didn't get into trouble. That was the hardest time of my life. I would have given anything to have gotten back into my work. It was just like, get me out of here. I can't do this, And so I think as we evolve as women, I think it's so important to give ourselves the grace that having it all is also a huge deal, and never undersell that. And to know, like, I don't know if I'm answering your question, Stitches, but I guess the question you really asked was about, how do we not shrink? And to answer that, we have to choose to not shrink. It's a choice. A lot of women just kind of give up, and it is exhausting, doing the motherhood, doing all of that, doing the wifehood, we want to just kind of, like, we're tired. We don't want to get dressed. We don't want to put our makeup on. We don't want to, go out and meet our girlfriends. We have to deal with our husbands. It's so much. So we have to make that choice. I'm going to make an intentional choice in my life to stay in my life. Do you see what I mean? It's not just being relevant. It's just choosing that I matter, that my life matters too, and that it never loses relevance. It's just, how do we manage it all? And I help women manage it all.
That's what your segment will essentially show.
We're going to talk about that, how to manage it all. And I will say firsthand, that's been really tricky for me because I'm a perfectionist and I want everything my house to be perfect, my clothes to be, you know, and it cannot be perfect. So what do we have to give up, and how do we give ourselves grace to manage it all? When do we say, no, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I have to say no to this because I have to take care of this for me.
And I want to dive into this as well. As women age, I don't know if I can say this, but women, from what I've seen over time, they either hate or congratulate other women, depending on their own confidence. I think that's such a big factor. How can evolving women cheer other women on that aren't ready to just hang it all up?
I love, Sandy, that's going to be a big topic. This whole thing about competition amongst women, and women, I want to really reframe it to, like, let's just be women celebrating women. And I think it's important to be honest about it. As a woman, I have felt jealousy of other women. I have felt competition. But, you know, it's a normal thing to have, and to accept that in us. But, you know, for instance, I have a colleague who's just hit like this, like 100,000 on her Instagram, and she's a stylist, and she's like 20 years younger than me, and she's like incredible at what she does. And, you know, I saw her post last night, and I just made it a point at midnight to just shout her out, put her on my stories to go, you go, girl, you know, because the truth of the matter is, it's not going to happen until we start doing it. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I will speak to that, in that it is crucial. And this, I'm going to shout it from the rooftop, ladies. It's very important to know the women in your life are supporting you, because as we evolve, and I just went through something, and this will be another topic on Behind the Mirror. I had to break up with one of my long-term girlfriends because she could not support and stay with where I was evolving to. She saw me as the divorced woman who was going through a hard time, who didn't know what her next steps were. And she wanted me to stay there, and I couldn't stay there. And so it was very hard for her. It wasn't about me. It was about she hasn't dived into her own power and path. And that's the difference, learning how to not take it personal, but being really also conscious about who gets to be in that arena. But I will say this, is that, you know, when I said, yes, I'm a woman that has been jealous, I have. I mean, it's envy is a human emotion, but what I do with it is different, because now I am the biggest, and it is genuine. Like, I really am. I am a woman's woman. I'm like, I don't understand women that tear women down. I don't understand it. It's not in my DNA, but it is very prevalent out there. So what we do is we surround ourselves with the women that support, you know, and we have to sometimes put boundaries around the ones that don't. You know, it's like, be the one you want to be the version of yourself that you want to be.
That's so good, Julie. And it's so true. And I think it also depends many times on different phases and stages of life that we're going through. And like you said, you know, there could be jealousy or envy at time, but it's how you control it and how you react to it, because we are human and we are women. But I love, you know, your take on it. And so before you go, you mentioned juicy, that there's going to be some juiciness in the show. So I want to talk about the younger man that you mentioned earlier. So you go, girl.
I'm going to talk about it. I hope you don't freak out about it, but so I had done a post on my Instagram. You know how they go, these little trends, and it was like, well, boys do it. How hard can it be? I don't know if you guys saw that. So I did a post of me, you know, all dressed up, and then the caption was, midlife woman dating a man 20 years younger than her, which is, I'm going to put it on national TV here, it is the case, you know. And I will say that what came out of that is that it is such a juicy topic, because let's face it, ladies, men have done it for you know, forever. And I mean, you know, sometimes we go, oh, well, she's with him for the money or whatever. We make all these assumptions, but it's not really like, oh my God, like, you know, it's not like they're in public and people. But when it's reversed, it's a very different thing. And the reason why my next segment, and this is why you guys, it's going to be so good, is that I posted that on my socials, and I was terrified that all the women that are like 50 and above that follow me were going to be like, ew, like we don't want anything to do with her. She's
like give us the gossip, give us the juice, give us the tea.
You want the tea, but here's the thing: like this woman reached out to me. She goes, "Oh my God, I've been in a relationship with a man, and we became like really close friends. She's going to actually be my guest." But it is such an interesting issue, and the tea about it is, that whole saying, "Love is love." Love really is love. Here's the thing. I mean, listen, Cher talks about this, and I will tell you, Jane Fonda talks about this, and a lot of really incredible older women talk about this. Men, and you guys, I'm open. I talk about my age. I'm over 60, like not by a lot, but men, when they're older, sometimes are threatened by women that actually are confident. They don't really know how to deal with us, or there is a little girl in me. The irony about this relationship that I have, explored is that we were talking the other night, and he goes, "You're so childlike." He goes, "You're kind of like this kid." I go, "I do have a childlike spirit, but I have a very old soul." He goes, "I kind of feel like I'm the older one in this relationship," which goes to show it's not age is just a number. It's about energy. That's the whole point, ladies. We as women, yes, we're all getting older, but we don't have to age. It is not what it's about. We have to go deeper. Again, going back to behind the mirror, we're going to deeper levels.
Julie, I think you're going to have to bring this man on with you on the show next time.
Oh God, Julie, I can't. I wish he would say yes, but I cannot say
Julie, we're giving too much. Let people watch it. So please, can you tell our Connect fam how they can find you and where they can connect with you?
Yes, you can follow me on my Instagram at Julie Vogel Styling. That is really the best way to connect with me at this moment. You can always send me messages, and I'd love to, have more conversations with you guys.
Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to check it out, family. Next month, the segment Behind the Mirror with Julie.
That's right.
It's going to be older women dating younger men. It's going to be juicy.
All right, Connect fam, don't go anywhere. As we jump into June, we are celebrating Black Music Month. And if you're in Austin, Texas, this next group you won't want to miss. Stay close. We'll be right back.
I'm Kate McGuire, the founder of Converted Closet on Instagram. And if you like original clothes and would like to get the most out of your wardrobe, follow me for inspiration on Instagram and I'll show you how. You'll never look back. You're watching the Connect Network TV.
Hi, everybody. I'm Fern Malice. I was the creator of New York Fashion Week, and now I have a consulting business. And I'm also the author of Fashion Icons by Fern Malice. And I have books 1 and 2, which are fabulous, full of great interviews. You can buy them, buy the book set at Nordstrom, or buy the books independently at Amazon or other great booksellers. You can follow me on Instagram and find out more about my events and everything I'm doing. It's at Fern Malice. And I'm happy to be here on the Connect Network TV.
Welcome back, Connect fam. Your girl Stitches with my amazing gal pal Sandy Glenn and Wendy Morales. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
So I am super excited about this, ladies. If you are a lover of music, family, you may be gearing up for the celebration of Black Music Month. And we are kicking off the celebration by spotlighting a duo out of Austin, Texas, Myke and Alyssa Harris. The pair received a grant from the Live Music Fund to produce an R&B tribute show that will not be something that you want to miss. I said that backwards, but you get what I'm saying. It's something you don't want to miss. Tickets are officially on sale now, and we can't wait to learn more. So please welcome, new to the Connect fam, Alyssa. Hey, Alyssa.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yes. And we know that your partner, Myke, is on a flight and couldn't be with us today. But tell us all about your group and your music, and when and where will you be performing?
Yes, absolutely. So myself, as well as Myke, we're both independent artists, full-time musicians, both here in Austin and beyond. So we travel, we perform full-time. And actually, a little while back, we were able to self-produce this tribute show that went really well and it got out into the community. And we fast forward to now, we got an opportunity to produce it at a larger scale because we received a really sizable grant from the city of Austin, Live Music Fund, to produce this R&B show, this tribute show, and we're really, really excited about it.
I love that. And as we mentioned earlier, Alyssa, June is officially kicking off Black Music Month. And I read that preserving Black music and heritage is vital to not just you, but also the city of Austin. Can you expound on that just a little bit?
Absolutely. And in a lot of the work that I do, both, here in Austin and beyond, a lot of it is tributing many of the artists that have influenced us, have influenced many different decades, different generations of people, especially Black artists, Black musicians. And our tribute show, it's actually going to be featuring the music of John Legend and Alicia Keys. So these are artists that, again, everybody knows, everybody loves, and it's just a really special opportunity to be able to do that. It's special to me to be able to kind of preserve that legacy, to preserve the music, the gift of music that we have just for decades and decades on. We can look back at the music, what the people that are making music now, like John Legend and Alicia Keys, and they're still contributing to the culture. And we have a really good opportunity to be able to reflect our appreciation and getting to tribute them. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And Alyssa, you also stand firmly on the importance of ownership in music, also ownership of talent, events, and your career. So what tips do you have for other artists that are also looking to grow and own themselves?
Definitely. So when we say ownership, really we're talking about just kind of knowing your worth as an artist, as a performer. A lot of times as independent artists, as independent performers, we have to advocate for ourselves quite a bit. So we do have to do a lot of self-promotion. We have to do a lot of marketing on our own. We have to secure resources for ourselves. We have to have a team. There's no way we could do everything on our own, right? And so really just owning what we have, owning what we bring to the table, and kind of ushering in, knowing what we demanding that respect and demanding that that presence of, hey, we're here, this is what we bring, and and this is what we're proud of.
So good. And let's talk more about the grant that you received. Tell us, how did that opportunity come about, and what are some tips for others that need that sort of support as well?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, my partner, the other half of our duo who's going to be putting on the show, Myke B, the label, he's so great. He's always working towards, his own music career, but also really in the community with other Austin artists. And he was able to find that there's money available through the Austin Live Music Fund. There's grants available, not just for musicians, but for small businesses. And that was something he was able to attain. And it's just an amazing resource because, like I said, our show, it did so well, and the only thing that could have made it better was if we were to be able to produce it at a larger scale. And now we have that resource, and so we're just really grateful that the Live Music Fund is there. We're glad that we have that that resource available to us. It's been really helpful.
That's amazing. Well, we are so excited for you, and we would love to have you share where our Connect family can connect with you and pull up for your next event and also support you in the future.
Yes, absolutely. So June 7th is the show. we're really excited. It's going to be at the Long Center, right in the heart of Austin. And as you know, I mean, Austin is known for its live music. It's one of the things that I love so much about Austin is the music community and giving back to the community in our own way, not just to other fellow musicians, but to the whole community. And what's really special about how we're going to be presenting our show is we actually have 2 opportunities where you could see the show. On June 7th, there's going to be a 2 p.m. showing and a 7 p.m. And the 2 p.m. is really special because it's going to be really accessible for everyone in the community. So you can grab tickets, they're on sale now and they will sell out. So you definitely want to make sure you grab one. You can head to legendarykeestribute.com. Our show is called Legendary Keys, a tribute to the music of John Legend and Alicia Keys. And as well, myself and Myke, we're very active on our social media. So you could always follow us on social media. I'm at Alyssa Harris Music, at Myke B the label, and we always post updates, we post pictures, and again, you can grab a ticket, legendarykeestribute.com, and all the info there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Don't move, Connect fam. We will be right back after the break. Get your water, get whatever you need. Just don't go too far. We'll be back.
Hey, beautiful people. It's Major, Mr. This is why I love you. And you are watching the Connect Network TV.
It's your girl Tisha Campbell. You will see me soon on the J Team with Miss JoJo Siwa playing a villain. And you are watching the Connect Network TV.
Well, Connect fam, thank you so much for hanging out with us. That's all the time we have. What another amazing show, right, ladies?
That's right. And remember, you can watch all of our past episodes by binge watching them Netflix style on our website at theconnectonline.com. In the meantime, you can keep up with me at Sandy Glant on IG and Sandy Glant on all the socials. And Stitch and Wendy, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me STICHIZ, everything Stitches. Google.
And follow me on Gone with the Wendy on Instagram, just like everyone else, and Wendy Morales on all other social media platforms.
Awesome. Thank you. Oh, and don't forget to tune in to iHeartRadio. Just download the free app. Take me wherever you go. Thank you.
And Slayer Day podcast.
Oh. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, Connect fam and ladies, for hanging out with us again. Enjoy the rest of your day. Tell somebody you love them while they can hear it and receive it. God bless you. Love you for free.
You're watching the Connect Network TV on the CW.